This
Yes,
conference
Sujit,
will now
I
be
am.
recorded.
So yesterday we saw that about the activities and properties panel and projects panel. So okay, so we covered that one. And here we'll see today the variables. So variable session, and before that, so there is some containers. So there is three main containers are there in UiPath. So that is a sequence, flowchart, and state machine. So what do you mean by container? Container means it contains something, and you can easily move from one place to another place, right? So this is a one container, right? So inside the container, it may contain anything, right? It may contain anything. So instead of you just move while you are moving all the activities, all the items, so one by one, so you can just keep all the items into the container, and you can just move one at one shot, right? It is a very easy to copy or cut from move from one location to another location, right? That's why that's a cargo is a one container, right? So these are all the containers. So in the same way, so we have three different containers for there. First one is a sequence. So we should have at least one container to do the process. Okay. So currently we don't have any activities, any containers here. If I just drag any activity, suppose message box I'm dragging, I'm dropping here, automatically the sequence container is automatically happens. See this sequence container. Suppose if I just drag another message box here, not if I drag here, it is inside the same container. If I drag outside, so what it is doing, so it is creating another container, that means another sequence container. So like this, so automatically it will create a sequence container by default. Okay, so what do you mean by sequence? The sequence the difference between these ones. So the sequence container, first of all, if any activities are doing sequentially, okay, if your work is like a sequentially, suppose for example, so here this one, opening the application, there is a sequence. After opening the application, type the admin here. After type the password here. After type the password, click on the login. Okay, so this happens sequentially. So these many activities happen sequential, right? Sequence means one by one. After one activity, this is another activity. After another activity, and another activity. So that is a sequentially it is doing. So then you can use a sequence container. Okay, sequence container, and each activity. So as I said, each activity has a properties. Each property, the default common property is a display name. So it is better always. It's the best practice to change the display name always. Okay, so we can understand that what is this for. So just a sequence, this is like a UI demo automation, some sequence, you can just change the sequence name. So what is that? Opening the application. So open application. Okay, open application, just drag and drop and open that application. Once you open the application, just indicate that this open application. So what we have to do, we have to indicate that application. Indicate that applications. Automatically, the path is stored in the properties. So the path is stored here. Okay. Once we open the application, okay. So next thing is type into. Because type into, you can just keep all the things inside the opened application or outside also, not a problem. Okay. So type into, just indicate the type into, indicate the text box, so it will allow you to select the things. Indicate the text box, type the admin, Just type in the admin and type the password. Indicate here, type the password. After that, click, right? So what these are all the things are doing so sequentially, one by one, right? One by one. So if you have any code which is a sequential, is a sequence manner, that means so continuously after this activity, next is this one, next is this one, like that, then you can use a sequence container. Okay, sequence container. If you don't have many conditions, lot of conditions is not there in your requirement, then you can use a sequence container. So you can use a mm, condition here also. Suppose for example, so once it's open, so we don't know whether it is a login properly or not. You can use the conditions also here. Conditions like there is an activity called element exists. So element exists activity will return a true or false values. If the element appear onto the screen, if it returns a true. If the element not appear into the screen, then it returns the false. It will return the one value. So what is the value? Here the output of that activity properties are called exists. This is returns the boolean value. See, boolean is a output type. So what it will do, so if I just create a one variable, you can create a variables, okay, to store whether it is existed or not. And the purpose of the element exist is it will just check whether that element is appear onto the screen or not. If it appears, it will return the true. It is not appears, it will return the false. So we have to create a one variable to store that kind of data. So is element is exists something that, okay, is exists. So one variable you created. So you can, how can you create a variable? Right click and create a variable, or you can press the control K also. Okay. Okay, once you create a variable, so is exists, and you have to indicate which element is appear on the screen. So this is a we'll just go for any static value. So if this screen comes up, then we can say that it is a login success. If it is the screen is not coming up, so then we can say that login has some failure. Okay, so just indicate on screen. So indicate any element which is a static. So don't take these numbers. So this one I'm taking a static. Anything you can take. So which one you have to take? So if this element appear on the screen, that means the login success, and it went to the home screen. That kind of element you have to select. I'm selecting this one. So if account element appear on the screen, that means it is a success, right? You can use the if condition. If is a drag and drop the if condition. If is a condition activity. If drag and drop, there's a three parts. One is a condition, then block, and else block. Three blocks. So in the then block, in the condition block, you have to use the condition. That means the results, whatever you're writing here, the whole thing, the result of this one should be a true or false. Got it? So it's a true or false. So the output of this one, like this element is exist, right? It will return the true or false. I'm just copying this is exist and paste into the condition. So if this account name is appear on the screen, then the is exist has a true. If it is a true, the condition is true, the then block will execute. Then block, it will go to the then block. So if the account is not appear on the screen, then this is exist has a false value. If the condition is false, it will go to the else block. Okay, so what we can do, we can just simply type some message boxes. So in the then block, so login success, and so else block login fail. Okay, login success and login fail. So let us try to execute again. I'm just running. See, so this account activities appears on the screen. That's why it is showing the login success. Suppose if I just write down the password is wrong or username is wrong, instead of admins, yes, I introduce the yes here. That is a wrong username. Just run it. It will open admins and click on the logins. Okay, so that is also correct. So okay, maybe the application is accepting. Some password I'm just giving the wrong. See, now it is not able to go to the home page. It will go to the else condition. So why it is waiting this much time? So if it is appear onto the screen, so immediately it went to the then block, right? So but the else block, so it is taking time. So because element exists, any activity you have to you have to keep in mind is like a, so any activity, that means any activity in the sense the related to the UI element, UI automation. Okay, so click activity, type into activity, check activity, drop down list, select activity, any activity, it will wait up to 30 seconds. If the element is not appear on the screen, it will wait up to 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, so it will say that, so it's a login fail. See, login fail now. All right. So this is a sequence. Conditions you can do in the sequence. That's not a problem. Okay. So you can do in the sequence. Suppose if you have a sub conditions, you have a multiple conditions involved into your requirement. It is better to take the another container called flowchart. Okay, flowchart. If you have a multiple, if your requirement has a multiple conditions, decision, you have to take a multiple decisions throughout the flow. So you can use the flowchart. It is a good option. So you can do it in the sequence also by using the if condition, but visually it is good in the flowchart. So okay, let us try in the flowchart. So I'm just taking the another sequence. You can just directly take the flowchart. So click on the flowchart and UI demo flow. Here the flowchart has the starting node. Flowchart has a starting node. So this is like a flow diagram. So it's like a flow diagram. So let's see here. Um, what we done first? Open application. Just drag, drop the open application. And do the same thing, indicate the application here. After that go back. So here there is a navigation. See here at the top, you can go back, like a, so if you are inside the somewhere, you can simply go back to the, so this is just a navigation bar, so where you are inside the some flow. Okay, so once we open the application, so what is the next step is type into. Okay, just drag and drop the type into activity, indicate on the screen. What we have to type, so we have to type the admin. Okay, go back here, again drag the type into. One more thing you can do is, see here, so yeah, so the one more thing is here, you can use the same type into, you can just press the tab. Suppose for example, just I type the admin and press the tab, the cursor is waiting in the second text box, right? I can type the password. So using the single type into activity, so we can perform this action. So how can we do? So after type the admin, you can just press this one. So in this plus button to get the special keys. In this special keys, so what we have to type send the special key. The special key is a tab. So tab is at the end. Okay, this tab. So once we type the tab, so here type the password. Okay, so see here, the keys are like this. The keys are like this. Okay, here is the key is representing within the double quotes. This is a key. That means you can write it down or you can select from that drop down. So once you select from the drop down, it is like a square bracket K and the key name. That means enter is a key, right? Bracket close, square bracket close, like this. Okay? The key is like this. You can type or you can select. If you select from here, so it automatically comes into that particular place. Suppose, for example, if I am typing enter, so see here, it is coming as enter. Got it? Just remove this one. Okay. So once we type the type into all the things, so the next thing is a click activity. Use a click activity and drag and drop. So you click on the screen here, login button. So let's go back here. So what is the next step? So next step is we're just uh, observing that so whether it is logged in success or not. So logged in success means so use the element exists. So element. Suppose we're just logging into the multiple websites, right? So while we are logging into the multiple website, so Abhishek Sinha is asking like a tab plus enter. So in the same, yeah, you can use the tab plus enter, but here the enter is not working. Right? So tab, after typing the password, admin password, if you just press the enter, it's not working here. So if this is working fine, some applications it will work. You can use any number of activities, Abhishek.
After pressing a password, we can use a tab plus enter in the same type into. Like
Yeah,
after
yeah, tab plus enter, tab plus enter. Yeah, tab plus enter also, it is also possible. Tab plus enter. Yeah. So after typing, so what are all the shortcut keys? Admin, password. So after press the tab plus enter. So this is also password. Tab plus enter. Okay. Tab plus enter. Suppose if that is the case, instead of a click activity, you can just perform this in the same place. Press the tab. It will just the cursor is waiting in the focus on the login button and press the enter. Okay. So just closely observe here. You can do this type of shortcut, yeah, the main keys. So using the single, it's a faster than the individual activities. Okay. You can perform instead of this click activity, you can just simply within the one type into you don't know all the things. Okay. Next one is a element exists. Just drag and drop. Another thing is see here. So if you don't know any activity, what is this for? Just mouse over. Okay, mouse over. It will tell about this activity. So suppose if you just mouse over on that, it will tell about that activity. Okay, so what is that activity? Tooltips. Okay, got it. So if you just mouse over onto the element exists, it is saying that enables you to verify if a UI element exists, even if it is not visible, including so these things. And also if the element exists on the screen, it will return the true. If it does not exist on the screen, it will return the false. Let us go here. password indicate on the screen. Indicate on the screen. So what it will return? It will return the true or false. Create a one variable. So is login success, any variable. So but don't give the spaces while you are creating the variable. So here instead of you just use the if condition, so you can use like just simple if condition. That's not a problem in the flow chart, but you can just use a flow decision. There is a flow decision activity is there to do some if the replacement of the if condition in the flowchart. Okay, you can use the flowchart, but decision flow, you can see the flow. See here, here also there is a condition in the properties. There is a condition. See here, a condition, and the true block will go here. False block will go in the right side. So in the conditions, I'm just giving that is login success, which is a output variable for the element exist, right? So if there is a success, so where it will go? So it will go to the some other block like a you can just use a sequence again. You can just use a sequence again. So one thing is you can use a sequence within the flowchart. You can use a flowchart within the sequence. It's a vice versa. You can use a anything within the any container in any container. So you have to just connect this one. Okay, you can connect. So so once you mouse over in any activity, see, so you can have a one input and one output. See, input is done, so then it is, so once you mouse over, you can see four dots, right? Four dots are there. That means, so if I just mouse over on this activity or this one, so select, there's no nodes are coming, right? Because it's already input is occupied and output is also occupied. Okay. Suppose if I just remove this output, so again if you go here, see, closely observe, let me zoom it out. Okay. If I mouse over, can you see there is a four dots are available? You can connect any dot to any activity. So it's not like, so like this you can connect. Got it? Once you connect, that's it. So okay, because each activity there is a one input, one output. That's it. Got it? You can connect like anything. So how it looks like. So and this is a sequence where it's a true. So that means it is like a login success part. Okay, so again I'm just dragging another sequence here, and also while you drag the sequence, if you want to connect any activity, you can just connect like this. See here, connect like this, or you can just the activity itself is just go to that place where you want to connect and release the mouse, automatically it will connect. Okay. Got it? Anything is, you can adjust that connection also, so as per the things. And also one more thing is, you can just select all the things like this and move. So you have in the middle from this and this activity, in the middle of the activity, if you want to add any activity, you can just drag and drop here. See, normally what we have to do, normally you have to remove this connection and connect, move this activity, connect from this to this click activity, click to the flowchart. So if you want to introduce any activity in the middle of the two activities, that is the thing, right? So what you can do, based on the connections only it will go. Okay, the one thing is, the easiest way is, if you want to connect this activity in the middle of this activity, no need to delete this connection, directly drag this activity into that line. Okay, so once you don't release the mouse, so once you connect, go to the on the top of that connection, it highlighted that above activity and below activity. See, it's a highlighting, right? The lines are highlighting. So once it's highlighted, just release the mouse. That means it is connected in the between. So like that, you can connect one activity to another activity in the middle, right? Okay, and so this one. One more thing is, see here. So this connection. Okay, this connection. What I'm going to say is, so you can just drag click activity separately and click connect this one. That is a one way, and the easiest way is while you are dragging itself, you can just go to this top in which side you want to add, this side or this side. Okay, so just release the mouse, it will automatically connects. That is a flowchart specialty. Okay, so it has a connections, and just drag here. So this is a see condition. If the is success, if it is a success, it will go to the true connection, true line. Okay, that's the left side. It will go to the left side and execute all the things which you added in the left side. So if it is a login is a fail, you go here and so execute this one. So it's a login fail, and just display name changing login fail. Okay, so login success. Double click on that and use a message box like a login success. In this, you can adjust everything. So if you go to here, just type the login fail message box. Login fail. And once the login is success, what we can do, we can just type these three values. Okay. What we can do, we can just increase type into, drag and drop here, connect to this one, indicate some number. Here also you can use like a tab. Okay, here also you can use a tab. So then again type into again, move to here, type the next text box, go back and go inside and give the value. Use the third text box, indicate on the screen, indicate here, and give the value. Okay, so once we give the value, so you have to click on the accept button. So just click activity, just drag that one here. So we have to give the values, some values here, and click on the accept. So once we click on the accept, so this number will change. So 901523, now it is a 901. Transaction number is changed. So it's changing to the 901524. So just click on the accept button here, move here. Indicate and click on the accept button. Go back. Once you click on the accept button, so you will get some value, right? New value. So to get the values, from the screen, so you have a get text activity. Okay, so to type, it's a type into, to get the values, get text is there. So just use the get text activity to get the data onto the screen, indicate on the screen, so and take this value. I'm just checking the selector. I will tell you about the selector later. So what it will do, so see, this is our flow. So first it will open the application and type the username and password and click on the login button by using the hotkeys, that mean tab enter, and it will again check the whether the login success or not. If the login success, the output value is a variable. It will return the true or false. That variable we use is login success variable. That login we are using here. So one thing you observe here, so if you are using the variables, you should not give in the double quotes. Where the value, you should give in the double quotes. Okay, so if it is a true, then it will go to the true block and go to the success block and type all the three values and click on the push button, accept button, and get the value. So the get text also will return the output. So the output value, I'm just creating the one variable. So out trans, okay, out trans, that's a variable. So once we get the output variable, so what we can do, so we can just simply go to the notepad and type here. So this notepad, it has to type uh, the text. So type into, just drag here, indicate on the screen, select the notepad text, and here the output of this one. So what is the output of this get text? The output of get text is a out trans. Okay, this will store, basically this number will store in the out trans. So we're just typing that out trans into the notepad. So notepad also, I'm just putting a star. I will just let you know what is a star, these things. Okay, so once this is a logic, so we can easily understand. So in the flow chart, instead of a sequence, so normal sequence is like this, right? Sequence is a sequential process. It won't go back. Okay, and so here is a flow chart having the connections. You can just easily connect one to another. Suppose, for example, if you want to execute from this one, this part, you can't execute because you have to disable all the things. Okay, let us see now. So yeah, let us try to run. We'll see. So first it will open the, see, is a login success, and it is typing the numbers, and click on accept button and see this message box. A notepad has a format issue. Okay, so it is typing in the notepad. Suppose, for example, if I want to run from here, so I don't know, because it's already logged in, right? I want to run from here. So what is the starting node? You should decide the starting node. So suppose if you miss the starting node, you will get the some error here, right? See, it is saying that so does not have a start node. Okay, you should have a start node. So suppose if I want to run from here, right click and any place, so right click on the set as a start node. You just press the set as a start node, the connection is established here. The connection from the start node to this one is established, right? So now if I run the same thing, so it will run from that particular part. So okay, so where it is typing something in the cache flow, cache in, right? Correct. So you can just reconnect anything. Okay. So and it is not typing enter. So after typing the anything, it has to type press the enter, right? So what we can do, so in the type into, okay, you can introduce the enter here. Enter, just drag, click on the special characters, select the enter here, so that it will, after typing, you will just simply type the enter. Okay, and let's connect to the same thing, the main thing. Okay, main thing. Okay, and so one more thing is login success, and type here. So if you just drag this one to here, this is a interconnected, so everything is a connected like this. Okay, so first it will type this one, type the second one, type the third one, and click on the accept, get the value, transaction value, and type in the notepad, and again type here. Okay, so it is a continuation loop. So without using any looping for each these things and all, you can just develop a loop kind of thing. So it is a, how many times it will type, it is a infinity times it will type. Okay, infinity times it types. Okay, so and one more thing is if it login fails, try to log in again. You can just drag and drop here. Okay, so drop here. Okay, so if login fails, then it will go try again. Okay, login fails, try again. Got it. So how many times it has to try these things and all, we have to. So suppose sometimes we are just going to the bank websites, these things and all. So if login fails, so what we are doing, we're just retrying one more time, right? So there is a limit. It's not like unlimited retries, right? We're just retrying in the same way. So we can just retry that. So if login fails, just go here and log in again and go here. Okay, so what we can do, so instead of this password, so the passwords, what I'm doing, so initially we will ask the password by the user. So to ask anything a user, so type in input dialog. Okay, there's a input dialog is there. Okay, if you want any information from the user, so basically this will happen only the attended bots. So see here, there's an unattended, attended, right? So unattended bots, no one will give the input, right? So because it will work for without human intervention, it will work in the servers. Okay, so no one is monitoring these things and all in the servers, right? So in the attended bots, sometimes the information, we need some information from the user. So that times you can just so use the input dialog box. So just I'm just setting this as a start node. So and after this, after the input dialog, just connect here. Okay, so input dialog, so having the information like a, so if you just go here, so what is the label text? So enter password. Okay, the title and password, enter password. Okay, or password. This will just give the title of the title and the question. So once you ask the input dialog, so it will just give the result as output. So whatever they are giving in the text box, that will come as a result. So that is a PWD. So PWD. Okay. So this password PWD variable, this is a variable, right? So once they gave the input, suppose let me just run. So if I just disconnect, this whole part will not execute because the connection is lost. Okay, so only this will execute. Okay, suppose if I run this one, only the input dialog will appear and it will ask us to type the password. Okay, see, like this. So whatever we gave, enter password, that is a title. See here, title, and the password, the second text box. In the second text box here, this will appear as a question. The second text box password is appeared there as the question, and that first text box is a title. Okay, so once we give the password anything, something like that, and click OK, what will happen? What will happen? So nothing will happen because we are not taking the value. So we taking the value to the PWD. So we have to use that PWD. Okay, PWD variable. So whatever we type into that text box, that will store in the PWD. So now just connect this one to the open browser, open application, and inside the text box, type into text box. See here, close web show. I'm just in the properties, this text. I'm just taking the bigger font so that we can understand. So here, instead of this password, so this password is given by the user. Just give the double quotes plus plus and pwd pwd. Okay, so if you want to introduce any variable within the text, static text, so you have to use the double quotes. This is one text and this is another text. Okay, and this is a variable which has some value. Okay, so you have to use the plus operator. The plus operator is used to concatenate two strings. Okay, the plus operator is used to concatenate two strings. Now, so what it will do, it will type the admin and press the tab and press the password which given by your user, which is given by the user. That password is stored in the pwd. Just it will type and it will tap the tab and enter. Let us see now. Let us see now. So let's run. So close this application. It will open fresh application. See, first of all, it is asking the enter the password. I'm just giving the password is a IoT, something like that. Okay, so the wrong password. Click here and it is typing the IoT and press enter. And now where it go? So it go to the else block. Okay, and go to the else block. And in the else block, that means, so else in the sense false block. Here's a false block, right? Type that it is trying to identify the element and it will show that element is not appear on the screen. So that's why it is is login success has the false value. That's why it went to this block. In this block, we have a message box login file. Okay. Okay, so if the login fails, so what we will do, so we'll just reconnect to the, again, reconnect to this one. Okay. So before reconnecting, so because it will ask the user, otherwise, so what we can do, we can just open this as a first. Okay. And so connect this one, ask this after open. Okay, after open. Otherwise, after open application, see, after open application, it will ask the password by the to the user. User will give that password and it will go to the next step. Okay, so if it is a fail, just try to ask again. Okay, I'm just reconnecting. This is a kind of another loop kind of thing. So without using any loops, so we can just reconnect back to the any activity. That is a facility available in the flowcharts. It's not available in the sequence, but the sequence is like a sequentially. It will go step by step. Step 1 completed, step 2 completed, step 3 completed, like that. It's a sequential manner. Okay. So if you have your requirement is like a sequential manner. So that means so any subtasks are a sequential. So open the application, type the password, type the username, click on the login button, or click here, go to the home page. So there is no much conditions involved. It is better to take the sequence container. So otherwise, you just go to the flowchart. And also one more thing is that you can use the sequence within the flowchart within the sequence. Okay, so if we have a sequential process, can we use a flowchart? We can use a flowchart, but that is not a best practice. Got it? If you have a simple sequential process, there is no conditions like this, or more conditions are not there, or like a so reconnecting these things and all. You can use a flowchart. Okay, that is not a problem. Okay, if you have a more conditions, if you can you use the sequence, we can use the sequence. That is not a problem, but that is not a best practice. Okay, the best practice is a if the requirement involves a multiple condition based kind of thing. If this condition is true, go this side. and again just check another condition. If that condition is true, just go another side. This type of things are there, then definitely it is a very good if you use a flowchart. Okay, because see, the flowchart where it's a visualization is a good thing, right? So anyone can understand by just seeing. See here also, so you can just change the display name. So you can change the display name of here also. Yeah, login. This is a just display name, login success question mark, like that. So that easily people can understand. So this condition is for login success. If the login success are not success, this will go here. This will go here, like this. Okay. So this you can even change the label names also. The false label and true label. True label is like a success for more visualization. Okay. Fail. See here, instead of true or false, so you just change the values to the success and fail. Okay, so that meaningfully. So suppose downloaded successfully, so or not downloaded, the file is not existed in the website, like that. So you can change the label names, but if you change the label names also, still it is a false label and true label, right? The actual functionality is the same. You are just changing the display names to just better understanding by seeing the flowchart. Okay, so what we connected, login fail. If the login fails, what it will go, it is going back to the where it is going. If it is going back to the again input dialog, and it will ask the password again, and if you type here, go here, like that. Okay, so what I'm doing, so I'm just instead of run, I'm just putting the debug. Okay, in the debug, so there is a slow step is there, slow step. So just press the slow step one. You have a 4 steps are there. Okay, that is a slow. So 1 second slow, 2 seconds slow, 3 seconds slow, like that. Okay, I'm just putting a simple 1 seconds, I mean slow 1 point. Okay, there is a 4 type. If it is a 4, it's a very slow. Okay, the one thing is, and instead of, you can just run file, or you can just simply click on the debug and highlight the elements. See, if you have a highlight elements, it is in the debug ribbon. Okay, highlight the elements. It will highlight the UI elements, where it is typing, where it is a clicking, right? So everything it will highlight, and click on the debug. So we can observe. So what it is going first, which step is going. See here from the starting, you can observe here the flowchart. Just observe the flowchart, yellow colored borders. Okay, so now it's open, right? It's open. Where is this? Where is the, can you observe the yellow colored border for each and every activity? So what it is done, so it's going to the open application, and open the application, and again it went to the next step called input dialog. I'm just passing the input dialog is a OPT something. OPT is a wrong password. So click OK. Just closely observe. It went to the type into, and it is highlighting the type text box also. You're just observing, highlighting the text box also. So now where is the cursor? The cursor is waiting in the element exists. What it is looking for? The element exists is looking for a label called account in the home page. That account is not appear because the password is wrong. It's not logging successfully. Then how much time it will wait? If element is not exist on the screen, UI activities, how much time it will wait?
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
30 seconds, right? Okay, so its element is not appear on the screen. So where it will went? It went to the failed, and the thing is here, it is waiting here, the message box. Okay, message box. Click OK. If I click OK, what it will do? It will just go back. See, it is going back. Let me put this speed very slow. Okay, so that you can understand. So again, I'm just putting the some wrong password. Again, the wrong password. See here, open this, type here, and again it is checking. And one more thing, can you observe here? So it is typing admin, again admin. Okay, so why it is typing? It is not clearing the text which is already existed into the text box. Just observe the window username. Okay, So we just type the admin, but the old value is not still remains same. It is just typing at the end. But actual requirement is it has to type, it has to clean the text box and type. That's also we will learn. Okay. So now I'm just using that proper password, and even it won't. So yeah. So there is some application problem. So login success. If you see here, the elements you are identifying. So the elements also highlighting in the red color border. Okay, that is a debug. So you can just debug that part. Okay, debug in the sense you can just simply know what is going on, which step is going on. These things. Now you can just put the slow step, slow step is there, uh, and highlight element is there. Okay. So now, yeah, it is going for the infinity loops. It's just typing information. It's infinity loops. Okay. So what we can do, simple thing. Okay. What we can do here, while typing, this type into activity, there is a property called empty field. Okay. Just empty field. Before typing, just empty the field. Click on that. That is a true. And also there is a click before typing. If you want the mouse cursor click before typing onto that text box. Sometimes if you click on the text box only, the text box will appear. That time you can just click on this one. So true also. And also between the delay keys, you can pass the basically the milliseconds. So it will just, I'm just passing 100, so that while it is typing, it will just give some delay. So key to key. Okay, so a admin, if it is typing the admin after a, type a, so it is just give some delay. And so first it will execute, it will ask for this one, execute and check and go to the false blocks. This is the infinity loop. It is going for the infinity loop. So what we can do, give me 1 second. So the thing is here, so it's not infinity times. So it has to wait up to this many number of times. Okay. Suppose if this is these many number of times, so we to count how many number of times retrying the login attempts. So I'm just creating the variable in the variables panel. So we just create, so whatever variables we created by double clicking and create a variable, automatically it creates the variables. Okay, so I'm just creating, you can create a variable from here also. So login retry count. Okay, that login retry count, I'm just making that as a integer. You can decide the variable data type integer. So because it is we are just increasing that. And also default value, I'm just giving 1, or just put the 0. Okay, 0 times retry. So whenever it is going for the retry, this is a retrying the login again, right? So retry and increase the retry count. So how can you increase the retry count? Normally this retry count by default it is a 0. Default value we give is 0. So we have to increase the retry count. That means login retry count equal to login retry count plus 1. Okay, that's a see here. If you want to increase a equal to 9, so if you want to increase a equal to a plus 1, right? Now the a value is, what is the a value? A value is a 10, right? So this mechanism, so if you want to use any assign values, so assign the values, that kind of thing, so you can use assign activity. Just drag and drop here, okay. You can reconnect properly. What is that? Login retry equal to login retry plus 1. So that, so once it went to the retry, first it will increase the retry count. So the once it is increase the retry count, what is the retry count? Retry count is currently 0. After increase the plus 1, and the count is a 1, right? So how many times, how many number of times we have to retry? So if it's across the 3, okay, let us go and use a condition again, flow decision condition. Flow decision, just drag and drop here, and adjust. So for just better design, so in the flow decision also, the retry count greater than 3. So just greater than less than 3. So if it's a less than 3, just go. This is just display name. So just go to the condition. The main thing is a condition only. Okay. So in the condition, this is a Boolean value. So you can just give the expression like a so retry count. So what is that? Login retry count is less than 3. If it's less than 3, then go and retry. Otherwise, don't retry. Okay. So what will happen? This is one expression. I will tell about the if condition, these things and all. Just simply for now, time being, just simply give the some less than, greater than, these things and all I can give. Don't give in the double quotes. So the result of this one is a Boolean. Okay. The result of this one is a Boolean. So what it is do? So if it is a less than 3, then retry. As a true, go here. Okay. If it is a greater than, I mean greater than 3. So suppose if it's a 1, it will go here and check. If the less than 3, it will go retry. What if the value is a 4? The 4 is less than 3. That is a wrong. It will go to the false condition. So in the false condition, so we'll just put the one small message box, drag and drop here, smaller message box here, maximum retry, maximum. Or something like that. Okay, maximum attempts done. So some message and it will end the block. Okay, first it will go open application, give the I mean ask the password, type the password, the direction, just see the directions. Okay, password, and check the whether the login success. If it's a login not success, what will happen? It will fail, and it will type the it will increase the numbers. We just for temporary purpose we just give the one number, and the by default value is a 0, and it will increase by 1, and it will check whether the retry count is a less than 3. If it is less than 3, again retry this many times. If it is greater than 3, go and exit. That is the one thing. Okay, so let's try the same thing. Okay, and also here, so number of items. So here also it is going to the infinity loop, right? Infinity loop it is typing, right? So what we can do, we can just adjust this infinity loop by just simply uh, introduce the same type of counter. Okay, after typing into the text box or notepad, after typing in the notepad, so what we can do, so simply I'm just number of transactions. Okay, what is the max number of, okay, max number of transactions. So currently this max number of otherwise just give the number of transactions. So that is also integer. I'm giving the integer. So put the 1 by default, first transaction. Okay, number of transactions. So do the increase the number of transactions again by just passing this as an operator. So number of transactions equal to number of transactions plus 1. So that it will go for the 2, 3 like that. Okay, so and also here if you want to type something before typing the transaction number, if you want to type the number of, what is the number of transactions, number of so I'm just pressing. So suppose if the help is not coming, number of help is the help pop-up is not coming, you can press the control space, write it down. There is a key, shortcut key called control space. So always go for the help, so don't type directly. Okay, so type some part of the variable or value, anything, just press the control space. If you press the control space, it will give the it's a value, that means help. For that value, just press enter. So after typing, I'm just putting the some hyphen Okay, so that one hyphen, first transaction, second transaction, like that. Okay, so why it is showing the error? Because so this transaction is a string. So this is a string, and this is not string. Okay, what it is saying that, so you can just add string. Suppose so here, so plus another string called, okay, you can add like this string, both sides of, if you use a plus, both sides should be a string. Suppose if you want to add the 8 plus 9, it will accept. So the result of this one, 819 equal to 89. Okay, because as it is a strings, it will not do the mathematical addition operation, it will just use the concatenation operation. Okay, plus can do act like a two ways. One is if it both the sides are the strings, it will just concatenate means append those two. Okay, so if the both sides are the integers, then it will do the, suppose 2 plus 3, then both are the integers, it will just give the 5. Okay, so if I put the in the double quotes, 2 plus 3 will be the 23, because it is a appending, attaching those two. Okay, so like that. So if both the sides as integers or strings, but if it's a 2 plus 3, this is wrong. Okay, so because so both the sides should be a same data type, so string data type. That's why here in this part, can you closely observe here in this part, the hyphen is a double quote, that is a string, but this is a what, which data type it is in the chat window. So number of transactions, which data type it is? There's a variable. Here we declare the variable. What data type it is? It is a int 32. Int 32. Okay. So one side is a int 32, another side is a string. That's why it is not able to concatenate. That's why. So if you want to convert that integer to, suppose this is an integer, right? It won't accept. So if you want to convert this integer to the string, you can just press the one method is called dot to string is there. Okay. If you put dot to string, so it will convert like this. So it will convert this entire thing is a string. Basically, the instead of this, that will come as a 3 like this. Okay, string, converting the string. So we'll convert this into the string. That's why it is showing that error. So it's not able to convert the double to string. So dot to string, press the dot to string, right? It will convert. Then, so what we have to do, we just again use the flow decision here, flow decision, and so connect this number to here and use the, if it is a maximum number, maximum is a 5, so you can just use a uh, decision flow. Number of transactions is less than 5, then just go and type multiple times. If it's a 5, just go and type multiple times, not a problem. Okay, got it. Which the number of times is less than greater than 5, then this is go to the false block. Okay, I'm not doing anything in the false block, that means just exit the all the things. Okay. This is our flow. So see how beautiful it is while you are designing everything in the flow chart. But if you design everything in the sequence, so that is like a it's not like a that much looks fancy. See, so you can understand easily also. So how this flow is going on. So okay, so the each and every thing, the flow, and so the reconnecting to the again, these things are all available, right? Here also I'm giving the display name like a number of uh, count is less. This is just a display name. That's it. Okay, count is a display to understand, instead of just select and go to the properties and check the properties and understand. So you can just by seeing the first titles one, you can understand. Okay, now just try to run. What we can do, what we done. So there's a 3 times attempts. 3 times attempt. We will check. Just remove these things now. 3 times attempt. Okay. First thing is I'm giving the wrong password. HTC. Okay, HTF, something like that. So this password is displaying, right? Displaying. So what we can do, you can just hide that password also, like a password characters. So this is the input dialog. in the input dialog, you have a option called is password property is there. Okay, as yesterday's class we discussed, each and every activity has a separate properties. Okay, the properties has values. Is password, if you just check this one is password, so it won't display the password. Let us see now here. So once it opens the application, after typing this one, so jksn something like that, see, it is typing some password kind of thing. Click OK. You'll type the admin password, something like that. Click OK. Now it's not appearing into the screen. What will happen? It will wait up to 30 seconds. Okay, and it will go for the retry. Okay, so before going to the retry, it will increase the retry count. So we just gave the one variable called login retry count, that is the integer variable. By default we gave the value for that variable is equal to 0. Okay, so it will increase by 1 and go for the another retry. Say login failed. Login, if the login fails, again it is asking, okay, login failed, again it is asking, so passwords, again I'm just giving the wrong password. So those many times, that's the other things, just try the same thing. Okay, so try by yourself. So this exe is available in our folder. Okay, so I have some useful files folder is there in the same folder which you have a share, you have a access to that share. So just try to use the same thing, and you try to use the same uh, application. Okay, I'm just giving the password, proper password, typing here, login success. Just see here, so it will type the first number, the second number, third number, and accept. Click on the accept button and take the transaction number. And so what it is typing, it is just typing these many times, so 5 times. See, 4 times it is typed, because the thing is here, this will increase by 1, and it is a less than, so not here. Okay, this is a less than, right? Less than 5. If it is a less than or equal to 5, then it will type the next one also. Okay, do you understand this example? So that is the difference between the flowchart and sequence. The thing is, flowchart and sequence, the next state machine, this will come in advanced topics. So we have a separate session for the state machine. This is a bigger concept, separate session for the state machine. Okay, we will see that state machine concept at the end. So maybe the advanced concepts, so in the advanced concepts we will see. So that is the difference between the state machine and flowchart. So what this exercise today is, so do the same thing again. So one thing is, so do properly. Okay, so try to give the all the labels and these conditions. So today's exercise is like a UI demo. Okay, UI demo. And so what it has to do, log in to the application, and so password and username both has to given by the user, okay, got it. So I just gave for the password only, right? What you can do, you can just give another input dialog and store that value into the another variable. So we just store this input password in the pwd variable, right? That variable we gave here, pwd. In the same way, you just give the another type input dialog. So it will ask the password and username by the users. Okay, the password should be a some stars. So what you have to do, you have to check the password, is password property in the input dialog, and So login attempts is maximum 3 times. Okay, 3 times. So if login fail after 3 times also, then it will go to the it will show some message box and close the application. Okay, so conditions here, login attempts is a this is a one. So if login fails after 3 times also, then what it will do, it will close the browser, close the application. Okay, close because it's not I didn't use the close application, so because it's not closing the application, right? So in this current example, what you have to do, you have to just use a close application, just use the close application. Okay, close application and indicate the application. Suppose how we are indicating the application while we are opening the application, in the same way you just indicate the application, uh, then it will close the application. Okay, it will close the application. Got it? Suppose here I'm just connecting this one, close application. Currently this application is opened. See, this application is opened. I'm just running this one. It will close that application. See, there's no application open here. Just use the close application. So where you have to use the close application, here in this part, if all the 3 attempts is met, so even though the password is still it is wrong, then you can use the close application. So if the login success, then what you have to do, you have to just type some random numbers for 3 text boxes, and so in the home page, okay, and what do you have to do, get transaction number. Okay, get transaction number, take the transaction number and open a new notepad. Okay, new notepad. So what you have to do, so here it is a typing, right? It is a just because I already opened the keep it open the notepad, but what your bot has to do, your bot has to so open the notepad. So you have to open the notepad, fresh notepad, brand new notepad. Okay, so how can you open the notepad? Again, the open application, open the notepad and type this one, type the number, the transaction number. Basically this is the transaction number. Okay, small changes, closely observe what I'm doing. Open the notepad, go to the file menu, go to this, click on the save, and desktop, in the desktop create a one folder. Okay, create a one folder in the desktop. In this folder you have to type. Okay, in this folder you have to type like the same number, so 135055.txt. So where is this 1355055? This is the transaction number which is given by that application, right? So each and every text file, so you see here, it should have those many text files. Whether you can use the go to the file menu and click on the save or a shortcut key, or yesterday we discussed, right? There is a write text file. One activity is called write text file. You can use that one also. Okay. So, but close the every time, every transaction, you have to close the this application, this notepad. Okay. Again, each and every transaction in the sense, admin password, this transaction number. So based on this transaction number, this text file will create. Okay. So that is another logic. So open the brand new notepad and type latest transaction number which is taken from this get text, right? Get text. Okay, text, and save it into the folder in our desktop, and the file name should be a transaction number. Okay, transaction number.txt. Okay, transaction number means this will replace with the transaction number, that number which is which you are getting. Okay, so once just close the notepad. So how many number of times this also the another change what I'm saying here is, okay, another change. So once it is a success, so here you just ask the user how many number of transactions do you want. Okay, how can you ask the user? By using the input dialog. Got it? So again use the one more input dialog, ask the user, okay, so how many number of transactions do you want? Okay, that transaction number, that user give the transaction number, so that will give into the create a one variable called max trans number. Okay, that number should be a integer. Give the integer, don't give the string. This is a given by the user. So if you put the input dialog here inside this or here, so it will ask, once it is a success, login success properly, it will ask the user how many number of transactions files you want. Okay, if you give the transaction numbers files like a file, then okay, that number. Okay, so currently we hard coded. This is a hard code. Hard code means, is a hard code means what is that? So we gave the we are fixed to the file, but what you have to do, you have to make the dynamic process. Dynamic process in the sense user can decide how many number of transaction files they want. Okay, now here max number of trans, right? That variable. Okay, so currently it is a 0 and transactions is given by the user. User may give the 10 or 20. So if the user give the 20 files should come into this folder. Okay, 20 files come into this folder. So that is the exercise. So this will repeat. So from these steps, it's in the loop. Okay, so loop. So from where is the loop? After login success, ask user number of transactions. Okay, so those many number of transactions, it's a loop, close the application, type the numbers. Okay, so you don't ask these three numbers. Okay, just ask the number of transactions. These three numbers are same, static. Okay, you can hard code. So just asking the number of transactions. Up to this is repeating those many number of times. This is an exercise, today's exercise. Just complete this exercise, and I'm just pasting into the this one. Okay, and I will save into the folder also. Okay, so day 5 use case. Okay, so what we learn now today, so we learn the close application, open application, type into has a empty field property is there, so it will empty before typing any text, and there's a click before type property is also there, and there's a input dialog. If you want to get the input from user, you can just use the input dialog. Input dialog has a ease password also is there. If you want to get the password, so you can just use select that ease property. And there is a flowchart has a nodes. This is a starting node. You can connect anything like a reverse order. So each and every activity in the flowchart has a one input connection and one output connection. That's it, right? Okay, so and also flow decision. So flow decision we can't use in the sequence. Suppose if you're trying to drag the flow decision here, so you're not able to drag here. See, you're not able to drag. Got it? You're not able to drag. So in the flow chart only we can just drag the flow decision. In the flow decision, it has a condition, and that condition, if it is a true, it will go to the true link, and if it is a false, it will go to the false link. So you can connect as per your requirement. Got it? So in the same example, if we develop in the sequence, it's not this much meaningful. So by seeing itself, we can understand how the flow is executing, right? Because as it is a sequence, it's a very difficult to understand. Okay, and the look and feel is not good. Okay? That is the only difference between these two. And the interview question is, what is the difference between the sequence and flowchart, and it's, which situation you can use the sequence and which situation you can use the flowchart. So that's the intro question. The answer is like if our requirement has involved a lot of condition based things, then we can go for the flowchart. Okay, if it is a simple thing like a simple task like a sequential manner, so one by one, okay, there is no much conditions involved, much conditions, it's not like a no conditions, more conditions not involved, then you can go with the sequence. That's a, and you can use a sequence within the flowchart within the sequence. So we use the sequences right here. This is a sequence. In the flowchart also you can just in the sequence also you can just drag the flowchart. That's not a problem. Okay, flowchart. So this is a flowchart. I'm just dragging here a flowchart. So within this flowchart, this is basically the sequence. In the flowcharts again, just give the flowchart and these things and all. This is just containers. Why it is a container means? See here, this the whole thing is there, right? The whole thing. If you want to keep, if you want to drag these things and all one by one, instead of that, I can collapse and right click, copy and paste here in the sequence. Okay, so if I just paste here in the starting, paste here, so everything come automatically. Okay, that is the container. The meaning of container is like this, right? So why the people keep the all the elements, all the items into the container? So to just shift one place to another place, it is easy. So this container by lorry it will go, or by road it will go to the sea, right? So after that they have to shift this container to the ship. Okay, so it's easy to, they can instead of taking one item to one item by item, we can just take the whole content. That is the advantage of the containers. So you have a three main containers for the sequence, flowchart, state machine. Sequence is a sequential process, flowchart is having the those things, so multiple flow, right? And also get text, we learn the get text also to get the any text which is there in the screen, then you can use a get text. That output is a, it will give the output as a variable. So just do the same example. That is exercise for today. So we'll see tomorrow the remaining part. So do you have any questions for today's session? You can ask now. Hello.
Sudhir, can you please repeat one more time why we use these containers?
So the containers is basically, suppose for example, see, so this whole thing. So I want to move this whole thing into the another sequence. So another sequence. Okay. So what I have to move from here? So I want to move this one. Just copy. I want to move all the activities. These are all the activities. Okay. Just move one by one. Paste. Again, go here. Copy the next item and select here the item. Paste at the bottom. Again, go to this. Copy and go here. Paste. Okay, so what is our purpose? So the requirement is like, yes, we have to copy all these activities. Okay, all these activities. So instead of that, so if you have a container, so okay, if you have a container, you can copy simply by just copy whole container. This is like a one group. Okay, so just collapse, right click and copy. Instead of copy one by one, you can just drag, copy entire thing, right click and paste here. Okay. Everything came, right? That is the container. Suppose for example, okay, so let us take one more sequence, main flow. Okay, so this has the sequences like a, so there is another sequence. This is basically a login part. Okay, login part. So, okay, this is again another sequence, navigation part. Okay, navigating to the some workflow. So to download the files, so there is another steps are there, download data, something like that. So this is a sequential manner. So we just gave the sequential. So login. So within the login sequence again. So I'm just dragging the open the browser and go to the facebook.com and type the username and type the password and click the login button. So that part is in the login sequence. And again, if navigation part, what I develop, so we can develop like a, so go to the click on the friends list and go to the this menu and click on the sub menu, so you can get the that is navigating to the proper data. And data downloading data, having the, so the steps like a downloading one by one the friend contact list. This part we done in the separate sequence. These are containers. Okay, these containers. So tomorrow, so someone or you are doing another project. Okay, another project, but so FB download. For this also you need the, so in the same project another sequence and another workflow. So okay, so in the same workflow, if you need the same login part, instead of you develop the same thing, you can just simply go to here. So where is that? Go to here. And copy this login. So within this login sequence, there is a lot of items inside. Just imagine there is a lot of items are there. Okay, open browser, type into, click activity, element exists, check the, okay, everything is there. Just simply copy the whole container and paste here. That's a moving one place to another place is a very easy if you use the containers. Got it, Soumya? Hello?
Sorry. Yes, Sudhir, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have any questions other than other people?
Sudhir, have one question. Like, so here in this workflow, like we created login and other. So when we are pasting into some another workflow, so will it work or it requires argument to be set with accordingly? Like, uh,
Yeah, that's a good question. So see here, so I'm just copying this input dialog, but the input dialog has what? Input dialog has the one variable called PWD. PWD. Okay, so that is a variable here in this workflow. Okay, PWD is a variable here. So this sequence does not have a PWD variable. Let us try to copy. Let us try to copy this variable, which is connected to the so once we copied, so that is showing the error because this variable is not created. This variable is not created. We have to create manually. It won't come automatically. Got it? We have to create the same variable again. So only that sequence and properties it will come. That variables will not move through that activity or sequence. Through the activity. Okay, so let us try to copy the sequence. 1 second. So let us try for the same thing, copy the entire sequence, because so it's the variables. So we'll see the variable session tomorrow. The variables basically link it to the sequence, copy the entire sequence, and the main does not have any variables. Just now we created the PWD, and I'm just pasting this one here, the whole container. The thing is, it's not showing any exception, errors, because all the variables which is related to that particular this thing is came here. Okay, so if you copy the entire container, through container the variables comes through just a single activities, it won't come. You see, it's a good question. Got it? Who asked that one? Abhishek, right?
Yeah, Sunil.
Yeah, yeah.
In the container, like it's assembling the different parts kind of concept, right?
Yeah, it's like a package or one box has a multiple items. Okay, it's a containing something. The container itself is saying that contains something. Okay,
Okay, thanks.
got it,
Yes,
Joshi? Do you get it right, Joshi?
yes, Sudhir, thank you.
Okay, okay. So, do you have any more questions, other people? So, okay, so that is an example, and today's workflow, I will just upload in the same location. You can just refer this today's workflow and as well as the today's recording. Okay, so please complete this exercise. Okay, so once this exercise is done, just take a so while you are just moving up, take a small video from your phone. Okay, the workflow summary, just the connections, we can just use the flow chart. Okay, take the video, and while running also take a video and just upload into the our group. Okay, after completing this exercise. Yeah, thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.